Welcome to this episode of the Family Meet. Here we come together with extended family members, those that are connected by blood or friendship, a shared humanity, exploring the profound importance of family in our lives. Our heartfelt stories, they share some of their personal experience, their triumphs, their challenges, but at the heart of our conversations is the simple but powerful truth that we are all a part of the single human family. And the more clear we get about that, the better life will be on planet Earth. And with that said, I have the opportunity, the privilege, the honor to be in the room will probably be my longest standing family member that I can recall in terms of personal bondedness. Me and Sam Ballard. What's happening, Sam Ballard?
Uh, what's going on, Robert Nelson?
So I'm trying to get
AKA,
with you. I'm trying to get with you.
AKA Bobby.
Man, it's good to see your face, my friend.
Man, it's good for my face to be seen.
And contrary to what would be kind of wise, yeah, it's good for your face to be seen. Well, tell us a little bit, introduce yourself, tell us who you are and what you do, Sam Ballard.
Well, I'm Samuel Lee Ballard, named after my long lost uncle. Well, not long lost, my past uncle Samuel Ballard. I am the son of Eula Ballard, known as baby sister in this family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a retired 63-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of forced into retirement. I had two neck surgeries. They've been in here twice.
Mm-hmm.
I had C6, C7, and C7 and T1 infused due to some injuries, but God is good, and I'm still moving along.
Interesting, man. What kind of injury? What were you in an accident?
No, actually, the injury happened on the job.
Really?
I was tossing a small tree onto a truck. I worked as an HEO, heavy equipment operator for the city of Birmingham for about 17 years.
Mm.
And I retired after a couple years sweeping it up and picking up paper and couldn't do that no longer because it was more of a force out. I probably could have did it until today.
Mm-hmm.
But how companies are, they don't want to take chance after you have injuries.
Right, right. Well, what inclined you to move in that direction as far as a career vocational path? What made you go that way in the first place?
Well, it started out, I left Chicago 1996. Started a career here in the city of Birmingham in 1998. I started off in horticulture. I'm a horticulturist by trade. I do flowers and trees and shrubs of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And but I left out of that department and went to another department, and that was the sanitation department, and I took up the job on a truck of HEO.
Interesting, man. You know, one of the fascinating things that I have seen is that many people don't realize it, particularly the current generation, but historically, most of the African Americans were in the South. And because of the migration that took place, because they were looking for jobs. So they started going to the North. That's how I ended up in Chicago, right? Because our family migrated from Alabama to
Correct.
the North to try to find employment. So it's a historical journey that many people are oblivious that that's how we ended up in some of these spots where we ended up. It wasn't by accident. Right. It was deliberate. Interesting.
Deliberate.
Man.
And you, when your mom, mine, and your dad and all, they migrated north. So did my mom.
Mm-hmm.
But I stayed in Alabama and was raised in the early years and reared by my grandmother.
Mm-hmm. Right. Mud deer. Talking about Mud deer.
Yeah, the pillar.
And you was her favorite. You know, I'm still jealous. You had it going. Oh man, for real.
Hey, let's not pretend that there aren't favorites in our lives as far as the children and grandchildren. We love them all and probably love them all the same.
Yeah.
But there are favorites.
Interesting concept. I remember that, you know, while I grew up in Chicago, I ended up visiting on occasion. I would go to the South. And one of my greatest inspirations came when I was visiting you one summer and I was trying to learn how to ride a bike, right? I couldn't ride the bike, but I got chased by some dogs and I learned instantaneously.
You learn real fast.
real fast with the pressure's on. It all came to me. It all came together. I'm like, yeah, you got to get up out of here.
But you didn't know how to ride a bike.
I didn't know how to ride a bike. You're right.
But all of a sudden, you knew how to ride a bike.
Which means it was in me. It was innate. It just had to be triggered to be activated.
That's like most things. It's a lot of stuff in us.
Yeah. You're
And
right
it
about
takes
that.
something. It takes something to pull it out.
So let me ask you this, Sam Ballard. What has been some of the greatest challenges? Well, I will say one of the greatest challenges you've had to face through the course of your existence, because what I'm trying to do with these conversations is give an opportunity for the people that are part of our relationships to make an expression so that information that can benefit generations yet unborn can be communicated. What has been some of the greatest challenges you face?
Okay. Well, the greatest challenge probably came in my life about 5 years ago. September 27th, 2020, I had a major stroke. There was a busted vessel in my cerebellum, and my brain was swelling. I was rushed to the hospital, which is near my home, about 5 minutes. But that hospital didn't have the capacity, the ability to take care of me. So I was put in an ambulance and rushed to a hospital about 20 minutes away, which is Grandview here in Birmingham. It has its own stroke floor and stroke center and rehabilitation and all. So the surgeon told me that I was bleeding. My brain was swelling. And he was going to have to cut my head open so that my brain, if we all know this, in a little bitty cup. And there's no room for your brain once it starts swelling. That's why if you see these cuts on the side of people's heads, that most of these people have had strokes. And they cut their head so that the brain has room to swell. So I went down to surgery, supposedly surgery. But when I woke back up in ICU, and the surgeon was standing in front of me at the end of the bed with his hands up like touchdown. It's like, what's wrong? He says, you know who I am? I said, yes, I do. I said, you're the one about to cut my head open so that I might live. Not knowing that I had went to sleep and they had went downstairs and they had taken pictures in the MRI and everything again. And he says, remarkably, I don't have to do surgery. Your brain has stopped swelling, and your the vessel has stopped bleeding. He says, miraculously, it happened. I said, yes, you're right, miraculously. I said, yeah, because he's still creating miracles every day. And that's what I told the surgeon. And I'm here because of that. Yeah, that's been my greatest the tribulation, or however you might, whatever you want to, the greatest challenge. Yes.
You know, I had a conversation with your cousin, Naomi, who also had a stroke, and I didn't know she had a stroke.
I've seen the interview.
She had an experience. Yes, that's a phenomenon, man. You know, and part of this really, it flabbergasts me because I understand some things about the physiology and being in the industry that I'm in, that sometimes we create conditions and circumstances, whether it be via our dietary mayhem or psychological mayhem, that we go through and we put ourselves through certain physiological conditions. And we don't know until it comes to a boiling point where, oh, you got to deal with this now. It's got to be dealt with. You got to address this. Man, so I find it fascinating to be in this industry and to start seeing some of the processes that we could use to avert some of these conditions from happening. And core is, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, in my own case, in total agreement with what you said about things that we can do to avoid these situations. Meaning, and I say this, we have to learn to release, because Pressure does two things.
Mm-hmm.
Pressure, as we all know, can burst pipes.
Mm-hmm.
And it can burst a human wide open.
Mm-hmm.
But pressure also makes diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to decide what we're going to do with the pressure. Are we going to let the pressure bust us open like an old pipe? Or am I going to use this pressure to make me like a diamond?
Profound. Profound. I want to ask you this, Sam. What have been some of the greatest victories or discoveries that you've made during the course of your experience?
Well, probably the greatest victories for me has been family.
Mm.
I'm divorced now, but I married back in 1998 and developed a tremendous love for family and family's love for me. And my sons and daughters of my marriage who is still their family, my grands, my great grands.
Mm-hmm.
It's the greatest thing that I have. Just
Mm.
yesterday, I went to a 1-year-old, my great grand, a 1-year-old. I went to the 1-year-old's birthday party.
Mm.
And there was a lot of little 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds, and they had the big jumping jacks and all. And I'm still that big kid. All of my grands think that I'm their playmate.
Mm.
Yeah, I was in the jumping jack and thing with them. So yeah. And for me, it's really, really the little ones.
Mm. Well, I'm gonna share something with you because one of my greatest discoveries or enlightened moments came when I believe it was you, me, and Tutti Frutti. I don't know if Tutti Frutti or Jumbo. It's not Tutti Frutti or Jumbo, but I remember
the other Sam.
The one passage of scripture that says, "In the beginning," John says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and the same was in the beginning with God. Without Him was not anything made that was made." And I remember us staying up all night trying to figure that out. Like, what the
I
heck?
just spoke to a friend of mine today. I was telling him I was having this meeting with you at 2:00, and I was telling him about one night we stayed up until maybe 5 or 6 in the morning, trying to get an understanding of just that single book.
Dude, what in the book? It was a sentence. It's like,
no, it wasn't even the book. It was like it was a verse.
One verse.
It was a verse in a chapter. Yeah, and it was the other Sam. It was Tutti Frutti.
Yeah, yeah. And I can say that to some degree, I have some comprehension of that, but it's still so much nectar in that passage, man, that it's the profundity of it is beyond imagination to understand. What does that mean? In the beginning was the Word.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. That has been, for me, that has been one of my most magnanimous moments in my existence, and I'm still sucking on it.
Okay. Well, because it's you, and there's Lavelle Ballard Jr., which I call him June, and you call him Junebug most of the time. I've always considered us the three amigos.
Yeah.
See, you two are my cousins, but I never tell people y'all my cousins. You are my brothers. Yeah, you're my brother. Others call my cousin.
Yeah.
That make you my brother.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something I've done now in the context of this relationship with the family. I said, well, I want to bring some people to the table to share some information with you because I truly believe that we represent a legacy that unless we capture and continue to pass on this to the progeny that's coming after us, we missing the boat. So I want to ask you this question. If it was something that you could share with generations unborn, share with my family, what would be one of the most valuable lessons or jewels of wisdom that you would want to give to benefit those generations to come? What would you share?
Bob, let's see here. I would have to say, in life, you got to be a believer. It's so important. And you don't have to believe what I believe in. You just need to believe in something.
Mm.
You just need to have. Oh, let me give you this one before I go there, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
See, raised up in them projects, LeClaire Courts, I've had this hardened texture most of my life. Real hardcore kind of guy, you know. Just, but I mean, nice and easy going, but can't let nothing affect me. I can't let nothing emotionalize me.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But over my years, you know, of going through the things I've been through, I become this old emotional dude.
Mm-hmm.
So if I break down through this thing, don't think I'm going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But back to what you were asking.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that question again.
Question is, if you could share something of great value from the course of your experience with generations yet unborn, what would be one of the greatest treasures that you can share with them?
Oh yeah, I started out with saying believing. Yeah, you got to believe. You got to have something to believe in. And because, and you must have some faith. You got to gather some faith from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all of us don't even know what faith is. And I was taught that faith is believing in something that I can't see.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of us, we get in trouble. The first thing we cry is, "Oh God, help me." Let's try having some faith and calling before the trouble, and we gonna be okay.
Yeah.
That's what I want to deliver to anybody listening.
Dude, tell me this, man. What do you do with your family in terms of what do y'all do to maintain some cohesiveness, stay connected? Do y'all do anything to cultivate that relationship?
Well, one part of we have a men's, my family here in Birmingham,
Mm-hmm.
all the men, from myself down to 6-year-old. We get together on a first Sunday of the month, and it's called Iron Sharpening Iron.
Mm-hmm.
And we have breakfast, and we chop it up amongst all the men to try to give each other views of life and some advantages, something that I might have went through that you didn't know about, that's going to help you. And we just sit and talk for a couple of hours, nothing but the men.
Interesting. That's
And
cool, man.
that's just part of my family thing. But you know me, I'm still with the barbecue grill.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every chance I get, I want to put something on it and invite the family over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know you can cook too. Well, let me ask you this, man. How can people get in touch with you? Are you on social media? Somebody want to, because
Yeah.
what happens from these conversations that invariably somebody may want to reach out and say, you know what, I ain't talked to my cousin or my uncle or my whatever in a while. I want to reach out to them. How do they get in touch with you?
They can get me. I am Samuel Ballard on Facebook. And that's the only one I do. I don't do the Instagrams or any of the
Okay.
others.
Okay.
But I'm on Facebook. And look at my page. You'll see me posting my little food pictures. 9 times out of 10, I'm posting something that I'm cooking.
Yeah. Well, dude, I want you to know how grateful I am for you taking out this time to share with us and our family in this family meet event. Because you are one of the longest standing best friends I've had in my life's existence, and I want you to know that I love you, and I'm not
Hey,
ashamed to say
love you back.
it.
Ain't no shame in it.
All right, that's it for this episode of the Family Meet with Sam Ballard. Bam.
Signing off. And before you go, cuz, a bunch of family back there. That's my little
Okay.
family picture I put together.
Okay.
All right, y'all.